Hey, MFK in the house.
The Southeasterner doesn't understand the business of music. Like, I've spent 5 million on you and nothing is coming back. That boy becomes the person's houseboy. If he wasn't a big artist, quite a number of police in Enugu, I bought uniforms for them.
Lagos, London. I'm a superhuman, you cannot put me down. I am magic, yeah, I am magic. All I see is God's speed. Don't know if you can stop me. I don't want to try me, I don't want to try me. It is my destiny, why you won't cry me.
First, I came from the deepest of valleys. On my mind, I only where the bag is. Couldn't even focus on these baddies. I want boys won't take cover, I'm the baddest.
Good day, everyone. Welcome to the AFROCOOL podcast, where we celebrate everything African and cool. I'm MFK, and over here, we make magic happen. So celebrating everything African and cool, we go from music to music business, tech, education, fashion, and everything in between. We try to make magic happen. And like you all know, this is the premiere episode. This is the first episode. And for this, we decided to go all the way. Like, we decided to get the best of the best to make it an amazing episode for you all. So over here, we have no other than someone who has done amazing things. He has been in the industry for years and years. And right now, he's on a, let's say he's on a level that would make anyone wish he was him. So, Uncle Jude, as I always call him, welcome.
Thank you so much, MFK. It's great to have. I'm really excited that I'll be the first person to grace this seat.
I am shying.
We should have a handshake at least. I think that makes it really cool.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
And the accolades just made my head grow. And I have big hair in the first place. And
one thing I'm very sure of is I did not introduce you to the level you should be introduced. Personally, I know you've done a whole lot. You are the reason why a whole lot of people would be like, I have something going for me. You embody the phrase, we rise by lifting others. You embody that. And I've been in a space where I saw it happen. I did not hear it from someone. I experienced it firsthand with what you have done and had done for different people at different times, spanning 10 plus years that I've got to know. I don't know if it's up to 10 that I've got to, that I've known you, but in that time space, I've seen you do a whole lot. And for you to be here to share this space with me is something I really appreciate, and I'd always be thankful for. So to my people, Uncle Jude.
Yes, my name is Jude Thomas Dawam. You can also call me Long Plan. That's my tribal name.
Okay.
But it's great to be here.
Wait, hold on. Long Plan is your tribal name?
Yes, it's my real name. That's what a lot of people
I
don't
always
know.
thought that was a name you just.
It sounds like a nickname, and it makes me feel happy, actually. It's my tribal
Interesting.
name. I'm from Plateau State, so we have names like that. We have Long Tongue. That's my daughter's name. Long Tongue. Yeah, we have Long Plan. We have Plangnan. We just have Panshak. We have all those names.
I know of Panshak.
Yeah.
Ice Prince's name, I think.
Yes, Ice Prince.
Yeah, Panshak. Yeah, interesting. Okay, talking about name, because I have a series of questions I would ask through the time frame of this discussion.
Okay.
So, funny enough, the first question I have to ask actually has to do with names. So I'll just go. We'd love to know how the name Uncle Jude came about, because it's not everybody that is being referred to as uncle. So we'd love to know how the name Uncle Jude came about, and if you had always used that name, like maybe even secondary school coming up, and at what point did you pick the name, if as you added the uncle, if that was not a thing coming up? I'd like to know.
I think the name Uncle was not something, I don't even know where it came from.
Interesting.
Yes, on radio, I had always just been, I'll just say, my name is Jude. And somehow the first person would call and be like, Uncle Jude, how are you doing? Uncle Jude, how are you doing?
Oh.
And by the way, the name Jude was given to me by Freestyle. It was Freestyle that made me keep that name. So I remember when I was in Abuja, I was working on radio. My name then was Long Plan. I was using Long Plan on radio.
Okay.
So I moved to another radio station, and Freestyle was the producer then. Freestyle.
The
musician.
rapper.
Yeah. So he was supposed to record my promo. So I was in the studio, and I said I didn't want to use Long Plan anymore. I just wanted to use something different. He now said, okay, what name do I have? I said, Jude. He said, okay, go and record something. So while I was recording, and I wanted to say my name is Jude. And then something just choked me, and I said, my name is Jude. So I now paused. He now said, no, that should continue. So I took it again, and it ended up being, my name is Jude. And that just kind of resonated. But there was never an uncle in there.
Okay.
It was just friends. I'd say friends, people who would always call on radio.
Yes,
They'd be like, hello, Uncle Jude. And I became everybody's uncle while I was very young. You know, older
very
people,
true.
yes, older
very true.
Politicians will call on the show when I'm doing the political show, and they'll be like, Uncle Jude. And these are people I know are 60, 70, and everything. So the name just got like that. I think I should trademark it.
I think that would work.
Yeah, I
think that would work. So, moving forward, what was your early childhood like? And when I say early childhood, I mean like, where were you born? Where did you grow up? And where did you school, like, say, till your university days?
Okay, so I was born in the barracks, or Joe Barracks, to be precise. Here.
Wait, you were born in Lagos?
Yes, I'm a giddy boy. But I'm not Sabi Yoruba yet. I'm telling you. I was born here in Lagos in 1979.
Okay.
And I was born, and when I was 3 years, I traveled abroad.
Okay.
And I stayed up until when I was 11. And I came back.
When you say abroad, where specifically?
US.
Okay.
New York, actually, Bed-Stuy.
Oh,
so
nice.
I stayed there with my uncle. So then I came back to Nigeria. Then my dad had moved to Jos. They transferred him back as a military man. You know, so they transferred him.
Yeah, back and forth.
So he had moved to Jos. And I went there and I joined them, and I went to secondary school. I first went to science school, Kuru. I went to...
this was in Jos, right?
Yes, in Jos.
Okay.
I graduated, then I went to University of Jos.
Oh, nice.
I did remedials. From remedials, I got into pharmacy school, and I graduated from pharmacy school. I did my internship, and I finished, and I worked. Then...
Let me be... sorry. You're a pharmacist?
That's where... No, that's what my certificate says.
Okay, continue.
Yes. So
wow.
From there, I now... okay, so but in between all of this, I've always done music. I've always wanted to play the guitar. I've always wanted to rap. So myself, Ice Prince, Jesse Jags, MI, we had this thing called jam session back then in Jos.
Before you proceed, let me get something straight. So all the Ice Princes, Jesse Jags interview we listened to, and they talked about how back then in Jos, they had a setup where themselves and some other guys from Jos were basically a band making music in a room and doing stuff. You were in that setup.
Yes, we were in that circle. We were actually the circle. So
interesting.
Yeah. So, but fortunate for me, I came for StarQuest that year. I can't really remember when, but exact year. I'll remember though. Okay. But we had a band called Revolution 6 then.
Okay.
And it was pretty interesting seeing that it resonated amongst a lot of people. So after the band, I wanted to take music a little bit seriously.
Okay.
I got signed on to Dafela Entertainment. Then myself and a boy called Akugbe. Akugbe is a very good friend of mine. He's from Edo, but he grew up in Jos.
Okay, so this label, in quotes, was in Jos?
No, it's here in Lagos.
Okay, here in Lagos.
Yes, the same guy who signed Skookie. I don't know if you know Skookie.
Oh, yeah, most def.
Yeah, so it was the same record label. And then he handed us to, may God rest his soul, Hawiti. Hawiti was with Kiss Entertainment then.
Okay, Kiss Entertainment signed this guy who's into fashion. I'm trying to place the name.
Okay.
It has a very trademarked haircut.
All right. Okay, I think so. But then, but it didn't happen because Skookie was having issues with the label. The guy, didn't want to, push money onto the label.
Okay.
All of that. But we had a single then called The Fair back then. But then it was never released and all of that. So after that, everybody just jackpot on his own, like not jackpot abroad, but just moved on to other things. Akugbe went into gospel music, and then I went actively into radio.
Okay, amazing how you in all this you said you just answered the third question I was about asking.
Okay, how I got into it.
Yeah, I was about asking. No, I was about asking before you got into the whole radio journey of yours that obviously we all know you're an amazing singer. We all know you.
So?
Thank you.
I
heard some songs,
but I would say
even the guitar. We heard
guitar.
Yes, because I remember. God rest his soul. I remember DJ Ree.
Oh yeah.
Playing stuff he did with you. Yes.
Yeah.
So I remember that, and I'm like, Uncle Jude, that this is really dope. I remember all that. So what I wanted to ask was like, you being an amazing singer, pushing you, not just a singer, a musician, because you played the guitar and you played it
and
well.
I rap as well.
And thank you. That what made you like pause that and focus more?
All right. So there's a point in your life that you have to tell yourself the truth, and I think that's the position where a lot of people find themselves and they get very confused, right? Like I realized that I didn't really have the push for music. I just loved it.
Oh, okay. I can understand that.
Yes, great. I just loved the fact of music. But was I ready to put in the work because when I saw the work.
What it entailed.
Yes, I saw MI, I saw Ice Prince, I saw Jesse Jags, I saw what's his name? Wizkid before he became Wizkid now. I saw all of them, how they struggled through, the kind of determination, the struggle. And I said to myself, will I be able to put in this kind of energy? Yes, I might have the zeal to do it, but do I have the force to do it? And that was when I told myself, I said, okay, since that first label, you get sometimes when you can say, like, God tell me this thing. Because when the label had issues, I just said to myself, I said, Bobby, it's time to just quit. Maybe this is not what God wanted you to do. But now looking back, I would say, it was actually what God wanted me to do, to quit, because I probably wouldn't have been able to deal with the pressure that comes with that life. I don't know if you understand.
Totally.
Yeah, that was it. And I was a very shy person. Yes.
Okay.
Till today, I get shy, but then I use words to cover up. So a lot of times you hear me talk a lot when I'm in the midst of people. I talk, and that's simply because I just don't want to remain quiet. Because if I remain quiet, I start getting shy.
Oh, I now get what you mean.
So I just use that to kind of cover up.
Okay.
So there's a conversation, and that's why I read a lot. So I know a little bit of almost everything. So if there's a conversation I want to contribute, not to be proud or anything, but just not to be left behind in any sort of
you'll be able to coast along.
Good. Okay. If not, I'll be quiet all through.
I can imagine. I can imagine. Okay, so now, what happened to the other parts of you? Because yes, we've established the fact that you sing.
Yeah.
We've established the part that you're a good guitarist.
Yeah.
But now we need to establish the fact that you act.
Oh.
We need to establish the fact that you are an amazing comedian.
Okay.
We need to establish all that fact. So, and all these parts of you right now, there are parts that did not really push to the forefront as much as the radio part of you.
Yeah.
And I know that these other parts of you independently are big enough to be a standalone career. So those parts of you, what happened to it? Did you push it away? Do you dabble into it?
Okay,
I'd
so
like to know.
You see, for me, for acting, it's not like I never knew I could act. Back in Jos, I remember the first acting ever was in church.
Okay.
Yeah, so no man could not say that kind church boy. That guy, everybody goes, I started from the church.
Most
Nothing
deaf.
like that. Okay, so I was the editor for. I'm a Catholic.
Okay.
I grew up a Catholic, but you know, as they grow now, things
You
they
go,
happen,
yeah,
people
yeah,
they
yeah,
hostel. So, but
He's in a hostel.
yeah. So, as I was a Catholic, I was the editor for CYON in my church.
Okay.
So I usually, just kind of edit and audit the bulletin for every Sunday.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
I go and print them and, bring them to church and we sell them every Sundays. You know how it...
Yeah, most def.
Yes. So now, one day, the drama group said they were doing a drama. May God rest his soul. Ima came to me and said, Jude, we're doing a play and we would like for you to play a character in there. And I said, I've never done this before.
Okay.
And then he said, no, you don't have to be fantastic. Just come. We just need, I said, okay, fine.
We just need a +1.
Yes. I was just supposed to be a wakapas.
Okay.
Right? So, but like I told you, I've always been shy. I've always been that guy that the only time I'm vocal is when I'm talking. If not, I'm quiet. If people are talking, I'm just shy. If I don't know them, I'm just quiet. But he now insisted that I take a role, and the role was a role of a man who married, and I think his wife cheated on him. I can't really remember very vividly, but I can just pick out some of the things. And they just asked me to read one line, actually, and act it. So I read that line, I acted it, and everybody started shouting, oh, yeah. And then they increased the dialogue.
So you could do more.
Yeah. And then I also did this song by Winans Face too. Is it Dear Lord is alright, send me.
Okay.
Yeah, so I did it like mimicking, how they call that thing in church. I just sang it with a couple of guys. So all of that came together, and that was the first and last acting I ever did until I got to Enugu. And then my friend Nanny Boy wrote a story. So he did a story about a film, and he casted in a Hausa character.
Okay.
Now the Hausa character had just 3 lines in the movie, the beginning and towards the end.
Okay.
Then he called some guy who was supposed to play that character.
Okay.
And then the guy came, and because I'm from Jos, I know Hausa and I've met a lot of Hausa people. And then I've seen a lot of Nigerian movies, Nollywood actors try to play the Hausa character and they don't play it right.
Okay.
So he called this guy. The guy came in and the guy did the thing. And I told Nanny Boy, I said, no, this is not how. No, he wasn't even speaking Hausa. You understand?
Okay.
He was trying to do things that sound like Hausa. And for any Hausa man who would be watching it,
they would know that that's not it.
And they wouldn't be happy about it. It's just like speaking Igbo. Like my Igbo now. If I speak my Igbo, a lot of people will laugh. They know that I'm not Igbo. They're like,
okay, yes, I get.
So I just told that boy, I said, no, now, this thing, your film is good. You have NS to be in the movie. You have Peter Doche in the movie. Let not this character kill him. And I said, who go do him? I said, let me do it. And I said, okay. Jude, are you sure? I said, yes. Now, NS to be, by the way, Nanny Boy told him that Jude is going to play that character. And NS to be said, are you sure? Because NS didn't know me then. And they gave me the script, the first day of shoot. Imagine, my first day of major film.
Well, let me get something straight. The first day of shoot was the first day you got the script.
No, I had the script because
you almost got me scared.
Yes, no. I worked on the script with Nanny Boy.
Okay.
Yeah, he's my friend.
Okay.
So I worked on the script with him. So on the first day of the script, when with the shoot, NSOB, imagine, say me, now my first day of shooting film, and I did shoot with one legend. You know that kind of
yes.
thing? And he was supposed to speak with me. He came to my shop, and I was the Hausa man who owns the shop. And then the first scene, NSOP was blown away. He just said, no, this is all. They increased more scenes for me. So I ended up getting nominated for the Best Supporting Actor in a movie at the Calabar Movie Festival for that year. I was nominated alongside Jide Kosoko, blow some
Chuku, yes.
Yes, quite a number of people. I didn't win, yes, but at least it was like glory for me. Like,
Let me get something straight.
yes,
Just the way it happened back then in Jos,
it was the
they
same
wanted
way.
you to just check out 1 or 2 lines,
Yep.
and then being blown away, they were like, but no, we need to give this guy more.
Yes,
Same scenario.
happened.
Fast forward,
in
he
the
heard
future.
you, how you performed there, and he was
Yeah.
like, nah, we need to increase. Interesting.
And then he went ahead to do another film. He now did a movie called Poker Messiah,
Okay.
NSOB, and I played. It was a movie about cultists, and I was the head of the sheikh. I was the sheikh, which is the head of the Islamist cult. And I played the
Oh,
sheikh
nice,
in the
nice,
movie.
nice.
And that was the first time I met Swanky, the Jide Kene.
Okay, yeah.
That was the first time we met because we shot the movie together
Nice.
and all of that.
How recent or how long ago was this?
Mommy Y is 7 years old or 8.
Oh, interesting.
Poker Messiah is around that time as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So and that was how. But for the comedy, it was just during coronavirus.
Okay.
Yeah, and we were all bored in the house. Like we didn't know what to do. You couldn't go anywhere. So we'd buy drinks. When I mean drinks, my pastor, I mean drinks. No, it's like, so we'll buy drinks and kind of sit out and just gist, myself, MC Bokwe, and a couple of guys. And one day I got bored and I said, look, I want to do a song. Good looking out to the Kumsi, by the way. And I said I wanted to do a song. And they said, which song? I said, I'm a cow. And the Kumsi said, what kind of music is that? I said, let me just do it.
Legit question.
Yes. I said, let me just do it. So we went to Nanny Boy's studio in New Haven in Enugu. And the Kumsi put up record. I never wrote the song. And I just did, I'm a cow, moo. And somehow that song
It
just
went
went
platinum.
berserk. Like, I got YouTube reactions from worldwide. And then I didn't even know that there was a guy in Ghana who did I'm a Goat, right?
Yeah.
So people thought that I reacted to the guy in Ghana, right?
They have tears coming out of my eyes.
But the truth of that song, the truth for that song was this. If you can remember that during that coronavirus time was when, just before then, the then president, Muhammadu Buhari, was saying every state should create Ruga for headsmen.
Yes.
So the thing was like, look at us. We are grown men like this, hustling for the nation, killing ourselves for the nation. President, no, they worry where would they sleep. But why is he particular about
Cows.
where cows they sleep? So they say, let me just be cow. So that as Buhari they
ginger for
about me.
Because as a cow,
Yes,
that
was
okay.
the whole idea of the song.
Oh, now I get.
You understand?
I get where it came from.
But the lyrics didn't really portray it because it was a joke. Honestly, it was a joke. And guess what? We shot it today. That day, we shot the video.
You recorded it
that day
and shot the video.
And let me tell you, when I recorded it, I sent it to Nigaro. That has changed his name to Mr. Ro now. My guy, one made the number. So I sent it to Mr. Ro. Mr. Ro heard it. And then his son just came in from America then. So he called me back immediately. He said, Jude, go and enter studio, finish this song. He said, look, do a video. That I played this song, and since then my son has been singing it. You know, he said, dude. So, and that was when I told Nanny Boy. Nanny Boy was excited.
We need to finish this.
And I called a couple of friends. We shot the video at Artisan Market.
Yeah, Artisan, yeah.
That was where we shot the video in New Haven. So after that, the next one I did was the one that they shot me in a movie and I refused to die because there are stones on the ground. And I couldn't die.
I can't fall here now.
You know, why do I die twice? You know, so, and for me, like I said, I do not know if I can handle the pressure that these guys go through. So once I go halfway, some people will call it coward, but I don't know what it is. I just do it and I stop halfway. I just do it and I stop halfway. So the only thing that I think I've been able to finish, or I've not still finished, is radio.
And you're still going strong on that.
Amen. Amen.
Wow. Yeah. Okay. Now, you mentioning radio. Let's go back to your radio journey.
Yeah, that's my baby.
How did you get on that path? And where did the journey start for you?
So there's so many stories to it. At some point, I think I've told so many different stories that I don't know which one to believe yet, right? But I think almost everybody played a major role in my
Okay.
But my aunt, who still works with Radio Nigeria, Lenti Mohammed, she gave me a recorder and says, "Please go and help me interview people." Vox Pop.
Oh, okay,
Yes.
okay.
So I interviewed the people. So and then she did a story about because the Kaduna State Polytechnic, I beg your pardon, as at that time had recorded a significant rise of condoms found behind the male and female hostels.
Interesting.
So yes. So I had done all of that. So while I was having that interview, while I was talking to them, while I was talking, my voice was in the
Okay.
Vox Pop. And at the end of the day, I now ended it with, I guess it's better we find condoms than find dead babies.
Oh,
Right?
okay.
So I recorded it for jokes, just for jokes. And my aunt took hold of it while she was cutting it. She now said, Jude, your voice is very good. Oh. Are you sure you're not going to go into radio? So that was what she said. And I think that just kind of, first, that was the plan.
Okay.
Then a friend of mine connected me with a friend in Abuja called Sonny Otache. And Sonny Otache had reached out to me, said, okay, whether I wanted to try radio. Then my cousin Zax, good looking out to Zax, by the way. Zax now was working with a radio station called Vision FM. And they called me there. I went there. They put me on the microphone and I spoke live. And that was where my journey started from. From that day
This
on.
was in Jos?
No, it was in Abuja.
Okay, in Abuja. Okay, when you did the task you did for your aunt, was that also in Abuja?
No, that was in Jos.
Okay, so
and
it
that was
started...
That was years ago.
Oh,
So
okay. So
like,
there was a whole lot of fast forward.
Oh, there was a lot.
Oh, okay.
I think I was in my final year university when I did that voice drop for her, that Vox Pop.
Okay.
Yeah, and then this is like 5 years
later.
after.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
And that was when I started, and the journey on radio started.
Okay. So at what stage did you decide to focus on radio, that you were like, okay, I might be like, say, now this thing I go push? Because obviously you studied pharmacy.
Yeah.
So at what point did you say, I might be like, say, pharmacy go calm down, make I push on radio?
I think for me it was passion, because I love to talk. If you leave me here, I go talk. We go talk for like 9 days. If you leave me here like this, as you sit down, we go just talk, just go. So I love to talk.
Okay.
But also I love to listen. So I knew that I had that. I knew that I had both of these things. And they are pluses for me. As much as I love to talk, I also love to listen to people. And I said, what would give me that value? That I would put change. I would be able to speak change into existence.
Okay.
So the only thing that I could do was radio. Then there were no podcasts. Maybe I would have created a podcast studio in my house and sit down and have the AFROCOOL podcast, just like you. But there wasn't such. And to build, we didn't have that kind of mind then. Now this new generation, they get mind, they do things.
It's very true.
Then to even leave pharmacy, go do radio. No, the prayer I pray before I talk to my papa. you get.
I can imagine.
You say, hey, this one I don't lost. You know that
deliverance session.
You know, but I think the thing for me was I just wanted to talk. I knew I wanted to talk. I knew I wanted my voice to be heard. But one other thing that I didn't want was my face to be seen.
So radio helped streamline that and took out the TV option.
Yes, because I've always been honest. I've always, growing up, they said I was ugly. I was the ugliest child in my house. Everybody in my house fine, I cannot joke you. So I'll give you this story, right? So I was pretty young. I was coming back from school, and 2 people were fighting. So they used to say my eyes are big. Make I open my mouth and say, so they used to say my eyes. Honestly, so they say, true story I'm going to tell you. So you see my eyes were big. You know, I didn't really pay attention because they had insulted me so much with it. And, right?
Yeah, like,
But the part where it got me, and that was the part that made me realize that I cannot continue to live in that bubble. I was coming back from school. 2 kids were fighting. No jokes, no gimmicks. 2 kids were fighting. You know how Barak children curse? Your mama this, your papa that, you know? And they were going back to back at each other. Right? And one of them now looked at the other. The other one insulted him in a certain way that he couldn't reply. Then he looked at him and said, "Idiot, see your big eye like Jude own." So let me blow your mind, yeah? See, that's not the fun part of the story.
Okay.
The guy they insulted that his eyes like Jude own started crying.
All the insults before that
one. Not doing anything. Now when see your big eye like Jude own, the guy said, "Me?"
I was the line. You crossed the line.
I went back home.
And they had done a whole lot of your mama this, your papa that. It was like that. Nothing.
But why would his eye be like Jude eye? And I got home. I sat down, I looked at the mirror, I looked at myself. And I said, wow, okay. So whatever it is that I'm going to do, I'll make sure people don't see my eyes. So that was
it.
Yes, I was still young. I was still in secondary school.
Whoa.
Yeah. So so when
and it was in all this, it was not even a direct insult to you.
No.
It was just 2 people.
You know, like imagine, say, how do I even put it? Just imagine, say, you never see somebody before, but they insult you with the person and the team paying you. You get. So I just imagined how people saw the eyes, you know, that kind of stuff. So that really got me. And I said, okay, you know what? Whatever it is that I'm going to do, I'm just going to focus on, you know, not seeing me.
On not being seen.
Yeah.
So radio was now the go-to.
Lagos radio. I said Lagos. Radio was the
signed, sealed, and delivered.
Yes. And I went into radio. People could hear my voice, but nobody could see me. And you know, when we started, no social media now.
Yes, very true. Very true.
So
very true.
Women drew picture of me that looked like Denzel Washington. That's one good thing about radio, right? People will create
the picture perfect
draw a picture of you.
The picture perfect image they have in their head.
Now, when they see you, they start getting upset with you when you are now not fine, right? Because
wait, they legit start vexing for
no jokes. They legit get upset. Say, now you be this. Now your voice fine like this. and I've gotten that a couple of times. No jokes, no gimmicks. Like I've been in the presence of a lady who said, "Oh my God, wow, your voice is so amazing." But wow. Yeah. But you know what? I've gotten that as a child.
So
so it just passed as one of those things. And I'm in my head, I'm like, it's not your fault, it's your imagination that caused it. It's not my fault either. I didn't buy the voice, it was given to me. Right? So you drew the picture that you think what I should be like, not what I really am, right? And I have never sat down to say to you on radio that, oh, I'm a tall guy with Snoozy's color, you know, kind of stuff. And, you know, and so I feel sorry when people do that because they assume a lot of things about people. They draw pictures, create, alternate realities. So when you don't meet that, they get upset with themselves.
I can imagine. Okay, so coming into Enugu now. Yeah. Coming into Enugu now, we don't do Enugu like this.
Enugu, where?
Outside of radio. In Enugu now. Explain to us how the experience was like for you coming into Enugu, removing radio now, going into the street, meeting people, seeing outside of radio. How was the experience like for you?
I think for me, Enugu was a big eye-opener and a great education for me. So before I got to Enugu, I'd never been to the Southeast in my life.
Interesting.
Yeah, so Enugu was like the first Southeastern state I ever stepped my feet on. Cause I fly. Not say I drive. You know, say I drive. I would say maybe
Maybe you enter Anambra,
So
but you landed
yeah,
in
I fly. I
Enugu
use
straight.
one broom. You know. So
Voila.
when I got to Enugu, the first thing was abacha. Good looking out to Emeka, North was I was staying in a hotel then.
Okay.
I lived in a hotel for like 7 months when I got to Enugu.
7 months.
Yes, 7 months.
12 months make a year,
Yes.
right?
And so close to a year, more than half a year. I stayed for hotel.
Interesting.
Like I say, I'm a big boy. I know.
What year was this? So people listening
This was 2012.
2012.
Yeah, this was 2012.
NYSC year for me.
Oh, really?
Interesting.
Yeah. So that was 2012. So I got to Enugu, and I stayed in the hotel. I ate the food the first day, just normal rice, you know.
Okay, that's the hotel food.
The hotel food.
Okay.
The second day, I met this guy, Emeka. Emeka now said to me, because I sat by the poolside.
Okay.
And, you know, he now said, "You're always very quiet." I said, "Yes, I don't know anybody here and I'm scared to go out." Because the impression that I had about the Southeast that time. You know,
I can imagine.
Yeah, they don't tell me, say everybody that thief, everybody will sell you, take good money, you know, all those stereotypes.
Mm-hmm.
So he now told me, no, not like that now. And then he took me to Loma Linda. I'll never forget. So there was this woman that was doing abacha there. Took me there, sat down. I saw abacha for the first time ever in my life. It looked good because I love vegetables.
Okay.
So it had a lot of vegetables.
Yeah.
It had, you know,
garden egg and all that.
Angara.
Yeah.
Let's call it what it is. You know, so I saw it and I tasted it. It was nice.
First take, you enjoyed it.
First take.
Nice.
I love those bitter leaf thingy.
Okay.
So I'm a big
So
fan
it gave the taste of, it was sweet, but
bitter,
it gave that bitter aftertaste. Oh, nice.
So that was it for me. And after that abacha food, I said to myself, I think I'm going to like this place. And then I met this crazy dude called Chima.
Okay.
Oh, God. Chima. Well done. Chima, now you spoil me for any girl. You know? Now, Chima was living in a very huge house. As much as I was staying in a hotel, Chima was living in a big apartment. So Chima would always drive, pick me up. Chima was introduced to me by my colleague then, Tobe.
Okay,
Chima
Tobe the diva.
Yeah, Chima is Tobe's cousin.
Oh.
So Tobe and I had worked together in Abuja.
Oh, okay,
yeah,
okay.
So we were the two people, but I came to Enugu before she joined. But before she came, she had introduced Chima to me. So
okay.
Chima was taking me around, and that was how I got to know 380, 360, 380.
380.
So I was always at 380, hanging out. Just when the last person that owned it before he sold it out to these guys who run it now.
Okay.
Yes.
380 then switched to Extreme.
When he was moving to Extreme was when I came to Enugu.
Okay.
So but then they were
okay. You met it at 380, but at the verge of
so they were
switching to Extreme.
They were still building the interior, you know, and everything. So but then the man liked me, so he said I can always come. So we'd sit down out and sell and drink.
Oh,
yeah.
Interesting.
So they would sell drinks, but to particular people, not to everybody.
Yeah.
So we'd always go there. Good looking out to Casey as well. Casey would always be there. She was the manager.
Most deaf Casey.
So and then from Chima, I started meeting other people. I met Didi Namen.
Yeah.
You know, because we started working together.
Yes.
I met
on
lyrics.
radio.
I met lyrics, and at that point,
that's like the radio gang.
Yes, the radio gang. And then at that point, I started going into the towns. I think I went to every village in Enugu State.
Interesting.
Because the people of Enugu became blood to me. Till today, till tomorrow.
No, I know that part.
Like, the lifestyle was great. I could leave the club at 1 a.m., 2 a.m., go home. No armed robbers, nothing. You know, security was good. The girls beautiful. You know.
Overly.
Yeah, it's a lot of schools. But all these are in the past. I'm born again now. And I'm married.
1-0.
Yeah. But the lifestyle in Enugu was cool because it was subtle, no traffic.
Yes.
You wherever you want to go to, 5-10 minutes, you're good, you're there. Highest 15 minutes.
Sometimes you drive out, you don't remember to put on the lights, but the street lights
are good.
Everything is lit up and
good looking out to Chime.
Yeah.
Chime did a great
Yeah,
job.
Sullivan.
And that Sullivan and Chime made the state so nice that I came in, the roads were fantastic. You understand?
You drive for months and you won't bump any.
He did.
I didn't say you drive for a day.
Yes.
You drive for months,
yes.
and you won't go through any
no bumps. And then there was now roadblock, where we now have every top artist coming in and good looking out as well. I'll continue to give shout out to people.
We have more about that coming up.
To Target. Good looking out to Target. Target also made me feel at home because he made me a part of the
organizing committee
of that. So the lifestyle in Enugu made me feel comfortable. The people were warm. The people were really amazing, and they liked strangers, like visitors.
Very welcoming. Very welcoming.
Very welcoming.
Yeah.
So I think that lifestyle was what made me happy, and the girls don't like, they you don't need plenty money.
Wahala.
They are very understanding.
Abi.
Enugu girls are very understanding. They are not like Lagos girls who you can say, okay, go buy me Brazilian hair. You know, Enugu girls, even as synthetic, they don't care. I think just something.
Do something.
They're fantastic. But when they want to bill you, they will bill you.
With their full chest.
With their full chest. But regardless, they're very homely.
Okay, so now, everything you said resonates like 100.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't want to push it because we still have a lot more questions that would make you now dive into most of the things you talked about.
Yeah.
So now let me ask, you've explained the experience you felt, as in how it was for you when you got into Enugu outside of radio.
Yeah.
Now I would like to know how it was for you, like that experience coming into Enugu, but this time in the radio
space.
Yes. How was it like for you?
Okay, so for me, when I got into Enugu, I realized that there was a radio station that was there before that had sold lifestyle, which was Cosmo.
Yeah.
And then Dream FM was coming to sell almost the same lifestyle.
Yes.
And what was going to be different. But then there was a Solid FM that had already started.
Yes.
Then Solid FM started as Passion FM, I think. They started as Passion. They now changed the name to Solid. So one of the things I had at the back of my mind was I wanted to work with local artists. I wanted a lot of local artists. And because I had gone into the city, I had met a lot of people, Chima, Amani, they connected me to a lot of local people. That was when I met Mr. Moy, I met Sele Bobo, I met what's called Noni D, Sim 19, and then like all these were young artists, Vico Kings, like all these guys were young then, and they really wanted to push the music. So I felt like the best I can do for them is to be that bridge that connects them to the people, and that was a blessing to me and them as well. Because as much as I got into the radio space, I wasn't competing with anybody. I was just trying to be me in a different space. One of the biggest fear for me when I was coming from Abuja was Igbo people going to like me.
Gravitate towards
my style of radio. But when I came in, by the way, I was Vico Kings. I don't say you don't jackpot. You owe me money. I went to play Achoram Nipuya on radio.
You are not Igbo, and you probably did not.
I did. The song was
my God,
fantastic. NBC find me.
And you played it with your foot. Probably you played it, it ended, and you gave it another
4 times. 4 times. Acharam Nipuya. Now that I know the meaning, I would have found myself. Therefore, lock myself.
And probably when the memo came, you were like, but what did I do?
Yes, no. Before the memo came, I knew it was gonna come.
Oh,
because people had come.
Okay, they had reached out to you, that dude. How far?
They ran from upstairs because they were not paying attention. So if only they were paying attention, they would have known.
First listen or second, they would have.
You can't play this song. I said, what's wrong with it? Yeah. See that way, see that way. That's.
I can imagine the innocence on your face when you're like, But
So yes, I was fined and it was taking off my salary. So Vico Kings, that London money, where you know they make now, you go return that money to me. Yeah, so that was a great.
by the way, I always see, so I'll collect my share when he.
Yeah, if he
Well,
pay by since that your
I'll
Afro, so he that taught me a lot as well.
okay.
So because of that, when I get a song, I would sit with somebody who's Igbo who
To be
can
sure that
listen
everything
and
is good
help
to
me
go.
edit. This is another education for people who are new to radio as well.
When you're in a different space,
and they speak a different language,
you-
don't get too excited. Don't get too excited.
by how mad the beat is, and you're like, this is.
And because I went to the club and the song was like crazy.
It was everywhere.
Yes.
It was everywhere.
And I said, yes, everybody's vibing to it. Women, men, girls, boys. I said, okay, what can possibly be bad about this song? Yes.
Everything.
And I took it on and
Everything was bad about the
everything
song.
was. So then I remember, I think it was Christmas of 2013. I told because then I remember Ovation was doing this Ovation Christmas.
Okay.
So he would gather a lot of artists and, they were there. So I called Celeb about them. Then in Enugu, they had like two kind of groups of musicians. You had the Celeb Bobo with the Slow Dog, and then you had them Noni D, the Mr. Moy, so
the Fresh and
So I just told them, okay, why don't you do yours? And that year they did, it was a fantastic one. They both had Christmas songs. Till today they still play it. Yes.
Interesting.
The Celeb Bobo's own, that one seemed to be the strongest. They still play it till today.
Interesting.
So I had worked with a lot of young artists to where I pushed people like Sim19, people like Fino, who worked together while he was growing in his music.
Yes. The early days.
Yes, early days. I worked with him a lot because of Ill Bliss. Ill Bliss brought Fino to me and we talked, myself and Tobe. And I remember, I'll tell this story. What's the name of this thing? Roadblock.
Okay.
That year, they didn't put me among the people working with it. So, Lucozade Boost. And they given a free advert. They did a show on the Roadblock Day. They put a show on Roadblock Day. Meanwhile, Fino they had reached out to Fino, and Fino had told them to pay him. Fino didn't even, I can't remember, so I don't tell a story that's not true.
Okay.
But Fino had told them to pay him a certain amount of money, which wasn't much. They refused. Now, Boost brought in Fino, and me, I hosted, myself and Tobe hosted.
Sorry, Fino told Roadblock to pay a certain amount.
And it was small.
And they declined, okay.
So Fino went for this other event that
happening that same day, a different venue.
Yes, at Oakland.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So we went there, myself, Fino, Tobe, Bond.
Okay,
Bond
yes.
Grounded. Bond was Fino's manager then. And Fino wasn't a big artist then. He was just the regular Fino. The only song he had that was big was We Don't Die, We Multiply. Yes. So Fino sat me down and said to me, he said, boss, next Roadblock, they will call me for 2 million and I will not come. Now you see, that's what I say about belief. The next Roadblock, Fino had, before the next Roadblock, Fino, that year, Fino had dropped Ghost Mode. Fino had taken over the scene. Roadblock killed themselves. Fino was the highest paid. I'm not going to say how much he was paid, by the way. But amongst all the artists who came that year, Fino was the highest paid artist. You see, believe.
Span of 1 year.
Less than 1 year. Fino told me, said, boss, this time next year, they will come for me, they will beg me for 2 million, I will not accept.
And we are talking what year?
2013, 2014.
Woo! And 2M was massive.
By that time, of course, now.
And imagine them now, him declining that for...
So the 2012, 2013, no, 2012, 2013, I can't remember, but either 2012, 2013 or 2013, 2014, with that period that Ghost Mode came out. When Ghost Mode came out, she took over the scene. Like Fino, everybody wanted Fino. Fino was the one that shut down the event, like he was the last.
Yeah, I can imagine.
And they took care of him. You get
They have to.
Now, fast forward to when I met Zorro. same thing as well.
Mm.
I went to, it was Celebabo that took me to a place where, what's it called? Where they they perform every Sundays.
Newberries.
Newberries.
Yeah, Newberries.
And artists were performing, and then I saw Zoro and I sent Sele to tell him to come. So he came and I told him, I said, look, man, dude, I want to work with you. Amongst everybody who's performed, I really like your style. And I don't have funds, but I have radio. And that time, the whole of Southeast was listening to us.
Most deaf.
Yeah, so I had that power. And that was how we started pushing Zoro, from Shagari songs, from quite a number before he had a hit called 042. 042 took over everywhere. Then he had record label issues. He left the record label, came back. Somehow, God was gracious. He got Ogene. And all through that process, I was with him. Till today, till tomorrow, Zoro is still blood. Then Sim 19, the same thing. I picked up Today. Yes. So I was the first person to start promoting that song.
Basically, I remember you were basically the first to promote a lot of, as in a lot of firsts.
Yes.
Were through you.
Yes.
And
you know what? This is the good thing is, I do not take the credit as I did something for them, because they did for me. This is the twist. It's like a boomerang, right?
Okay.
So this is me now. What people didn't understand was I was just being smart. You can't come to a city and people would just like you. They can only like you for the values that you put in them.
Yes.
And I was putting values in their children arts. Like, these are people who they probably thought the bigger artists then were like Flavor, and Flavor wasn't living in Enugu.
True.
You understand? He was off Enugu, he was in Lagos. Fino was in Lagos. Runtown was in Lagos, but they were not doing very well. You understand? They were still hustling.
I like how you said it.
Yeah.
Hustling, yeah.
It was not easy. So what I did was took advantage of what they already had. The difference is I started promoting them a little more than... Do you know people thought that these guys were giving me money? Because I later found out that in the Southeast there, you know, go just play somebody's song until they give you money, right? So people thought that they...
I know about that, but first-hand experience, because you also promoted my music.
Oh, yes, I did.
First-hand experience. I know you didn't collect any cash. Yeah. And I know I was willing
to give.
Yes, but I remember the... No. This is not what we are here for.
Let's push this music. If tomorrow you remember me, say, Abobi, take 2K. I put out for pockets, you know, that kind of thing. So it was like that. So all these people, Storm Rex, I supported Storm Rex as best as I could as well. So most of these artists, Quincy, you know, quite a number of them. And doing that, I became like a member of Enugu State family.
Yeah, you did not become like a member. You are. It's one of the number, like you always.
Number, yeah. Okay, I know me, uncle.
Yeah. I like how this is going, because everything you said actually is like a response to what I was supposed to ask next. And
okay, so this is the one thing about the stories. They're all intertwined.
Yes.
And that's why it's difficult for me to wait for the next question.
Because it's all aligned.
Because
one goes into the other, and
it's like you're in the black hole. There's no light at all. You're just seeing darkness all through. So that's like how the stories are. Because one story is connected to the next.
Yes.
So if I'm telling the story, the other one comes.
No, it's amazing because it makes everything flow.
Yeah.
And it makes it not look scripted as much as I have questions.
Yeah.
But it makes it not look scripted, and I like that. So I would also want to know, the artists like didn't get, let me put it this way. For artists that didn't get, like, I want to come push my music, you came across a lot of them, and there were those who would come with very shitty attitude. There were those who would come with, this guy no be Igbo guy, and just come my town. You suppose, I know there were a whole lot of sentiments, and I know that the time I was in Enugu when you were there, I know that I didn't get to hear any issue about Uncle Jude and this person clash on top, XYZ matter on top. How were you able to navigate Because in everything you've said, you've talked about the amazing people you worked with. You talked about the amazing times. But I know Enugu, and I know that it wasn't like that all through. I'm sure there were shitty times. I'm sure that there were people who, by the time you are done with that confrontation or that meeting, you're like, I'm not feeling this. How did you navigate moments like that and experiences like that?
Yeah, there were artists that either would say they gave me songs and I didn't play it the way they thought I should have played it. But one thing about radio is there are radio songs, and I keep telling artists this, and whenever you bring a song to me, I will tell you that there are songs that are supposed to just be on your album. You understand? And let people go to your album and find them. And then there are songs that can be
singles.
And these singles, it's not every single that is a radio song.
Some are streets.
Some are just streets. Yeah. You understand? Like Acharam. That one is for the street. So I've dealt with a lot of artists like that, but how did I manage it? This is the easiest way for me to manage. When you come to me with a song, I just tell you beforehand. I'll be honest with you. I'll say, look, Bobby, Nigaro, that's what I call everybody, right? I'll be like, Nigaro, see, this is your song. I might not play it as much as you think I should play it because it doesn't give me the value for my show. I have a sound that I need to follow. I do the morning. And there's a kind of beat that I feel is going to...
most suitable for that time of the day.
Yeah, so if your song is not... I'm honest with you from the beginning. I'll be like, okay, can you put it on this? I can ask another person to help you play it. You understand? But some of them go and say, this Uncle Jude said, he's too proud. He's too proud. One day, I give him my song. He say he cannot play it. You understand?
And they won't give the background story on your reason for that.
No, they won't. One guy met me at Orange Room that year before Orange Room shut down.
Bisala Road.
Yes, Bisala Road. And said to me, he said, Shey, you they feel like saying that you be king of radio. My brother bring him music. You say you no go play it. Is it not this Enugu will shut you down? Yes.
And Enugu can be gangster like that.
Yes, it can be. But one thing he fails to understand is all the gangsters are my people. They are my friends. You understand?
True.
So when he went back, fast forward to after that, like 3-6 months later, the guy came to meet me and apologized. By the way, his sister got admission in UNA. And it was through me. I didn't even know that it was his sister.
Oh. Randomly.
Just random. Somebody asked me, do I know anybody in UNN that can help somebody with that? Her jam score was good. And they just kept doing...
Yeah.
That's one of the things I did in Enugu, by the way. Another thing I did was, I helped a lot of people to get school. People used to come to the office. You know, that's another problem of being popular. So I'll be on radio. People will come and say, they're looking for Uncle Jude. Now, everybody's allowed to come and look for Uncle Jude, actually. And
you have to see them.
Yes, I'm always solving problems, feeding one family or the other. And they think I have so much money because they hear me on radio, right?
Yes.
So they think I have so much money. So there's always one woman will come with her children. I'll have to, And another thing again that I did was police. Quite a number of police in Enugu. I bought uniforms for them.
Wait. When you say police,
yes,
you don't necessarily mean people having police cases.
No,
you mean like helping policemen itself, actually.
Yes, I bought uniforms for quite a number of police because I found out one day we did a show and we did a breakdown of how much one police uniform would cost. As at that time, a full kitted police, as at 7-8 years ago, would cost you 100,000.
The full regalia.
For one.
Just one person.
Now imagine how much is a policeman
the salary before they...
Now he has family issues, he has school fees, he has all of that, there's feeding and all of that to deal with. So I remember Mr. Ekwe. Ekwe is the security in my office.
Okay.
Yeah, you know him, right? Whenever you come to the
yes,
man, that man. So I sat with him and I was telling him, I said, wow, I just found that out. I said, so I told him, I said, tell some of your police people every month, let me kit one police.
What? Wait. Every month you kitted one?
I did that for 4 years.
Every month?
Yep. And I didn't have like a foundation
From your pocket?
Yes, from my pocket. And I never announced it. This is the first time I'm even saying it. And if Ekwe sees it now,
Officially.
Ekwe will say hallelujah. Because Ekwe said, Jude, you have to say it. You have to say it. But no. So I said it's not this. I know that people will say, why are you kidding the police? Why won't you do something? But I feel like if you meet a police that someone has done good to, you understand? I don't think you'll be mean to people on the road. And any police that even look nice to you, say, there's a way you smile back at,
very
at
true.
the policeman.
Very
if you see
true.
the police people where they day road, fear will catch you.
That police would make you want to be like, Oga, waiting now.
Yes.
But a well-suited...
You say hello. Good afternoon, sir. You get. And I did that.
That's really amazing.
Yeah. So some of those small things I did, but that never on record.
Came out.
Because that's one thing about.
Thank God it's coming out now.
Yeah.
Hopefully more will come out in the space of this conversation.
Zoro's conversation. If Zoro went to say it. Zoro has said it so many times.
Oh.
About him. And quite a number of them don't usually want to talk about it. But Zoro is one person that's very vocal about the relationship we have. I mean, when I mean relationship, no Diddy.
1-0. Uncle Jude,
yes.
you've really done a lot. You've blown my mind. But there's a whole lot to unpack.
Yes.
There's a whole lot. And I'm thinking, how about we push this to a part 2? Because we still have a lot. I still have a whole lot of gems we have to talk about. No, so we can push this to a part 2. Amazing. Thank you. You're far too kind, sir. I really appreciate. So everyone at home, this is the point where we press pause. There's going to be a part 2. And Uncle Jude, like you heard him, is going to be here. And me, most definitely. Waiting I can do the AFROCOOL podcast. We are here and we're going to make magic happen. Subscribe button, like, share. You know those pressables. Press all of them. Thank you very much and see you in the part 2 of this.
I don't want to try me, It is my destiny, why you won't cry me?
First, I came from the deepest of valleys. On my mind, I only where the bag is. Couldn't even focus on these baddies. I want boys won't take cover, I'm the baddest. I had a buzz brains, madness. Got low from the ladies and the man them.